Hello and welcome to the second part of a two-part video on reinvention. In the first video we went through how your environment needs to be right for you to be able to feed from it and be able to get yourself reinvented. We looked at the process of the caterpillar and the seed, saying that we all have potentials for our reinvention. You know, we all have to evolve and not get stuck. We have to come out of this the mental prison that we are in. And reinvention itself is how to become new, completely change. You know, we said you have to change your appearance, you might have to change your career, it's reinventing your career. You don't have to change it, but you have to reinvent yourself to fit and to be able to do things in a better way that gets you onto success. And I also talked about how this has been effective in my life, how reinventing myself has actually helped me to get to places in my life that I didn't dream of. That's one. Also, we all have bucket list of things, dreams, goals. You know, it's time to begin to go into those potentials and begin to go deeper. You see, one thing I know is, if you don't learn how to do things, it will be very difficult to change your mindset. You need the will to change your mindset. What you don't know, you can't do. And to know, you need to watch videos like this. You need to learn how to do things in different ways. You need to evolve from the old way and begin to do things different. You see, there is this saying that there is no way you can carry on doing things the way you are doing it and think you'll get a different result. You need to change your ways. You need to change your strategy. You need to reinvent and evolve to get new results. And in today's video, I would like to go through the drivers for reinvention. What are the things, the keys? What are the step-by-step ideas that I have implemented and I would like to share with you so that you can also see how you can reinvent your life, how you can evolve, how you can replay. You see, it's like having a second chance, and how you can make yourself better at that. You see, we are all on a journey of success. We can't all be successful, but we will not all be successful. And for us to all be successful, the sky is so massive for everyone to be successful, to fly in it. But not everyone is going to even take the leap of flying, of soaring. Now, what are the drivers? Now, before we go on, if you've been enjoying these sets of videos, I will encourage you to give a like, because it encourages us to do this research and to just go deeper and find things that are practical to me that I can share. Things that take me out of my own comfort zone to be able to share so that you can understand what I've done to help myself and how you can do it for yourself. So give a like button because it's encouraging. And if you want to see more videos like this, I would encourage you to click on the subscription button somewhere down below and on the notification bell, because we try to release at least 2 videos a week, which helps to prepare us and carry us on our journey of success. So let's get into it. The first thing I did in reinventing myself is study the trend. Study the trend. You see, one thing I found out, because I also love trading the financial market, is that the market itself has its own trend. And when you know what the market played at, I'm not saying that we know that the previous performance of the market might not and may not even be the way to forecast the market. But I've noticed that you can always project. There's so many things I've used to study the trends of the market, and it always plays out in the long run. You can either go long or you go short. But these are financial market theories. But what I'm saying is, I can study the trend of the market and understand if it breaks out or not, or what I can do differently in my trading strategy. So also in life in general, I study the trend of successful people. I study the trend of successful projects. And these are the things I learn, and I find a way to take the learning and do things differently in my own field. I'm not saying that it's a direct replica of what you're doing, but you see, that's where thinking comes in. When you study the trend, you need to learn, you need to suck out the juice so that you can replicate that in your own area of learning. So studying the trend helps you to be able to understand how you can project. Now, I'm not proposing here that we just need to carry on overloading ourselves with information and become informational based. There's a lot of information, knowledge obesity, where people can't even, you take in so much. You need to take in what is in that particular area that would help you to be able to change and reinvent yourself. For example, in the world, in my career, in my own project world, in my infrastructure development, I take learning from successful projects and try to bring it into my own area. I look into successful banking structures and strategies and see how you manage the organization, your own team, and how you can set new goals for your team and bring it into my own team. So it's about learning the trend, studying the trend in other areas, and it's not about just learning and leaving it there. No, it's about studying the trend of what they've done differently and being able to apply, that's the word, apply the trend or what I've studied and be able to, project for success in my own area, in my own life. So you need to be able to dig. You need to be able to go deeper. You need to be able to answer the questions that have not been answered by studying the trend and being able to provide a body of knowledge for your own reinvention. There is nothing new that you need to do apart from you study the trend, you bring out the juice from what you've studied and apply it to your own area. So that's the first thing, study the trend, because I would say human nature is so predictable, and that's one thing I've always been able to leverage on in the financial market or the stock market. Even if there's a crash, it goes down. What goes down always goes back up. You can't carry on failing if you study the trend and apply that area of study into your own area or into your own life, depending on what you want to really focus on. So that's the first one. The second thing now, so the second thing is embracing new technologies. To reinvent yourself, you need to be able to learn. For example, I've just got into this ideology of online market, on doing things online. People think things online are evil. No, but I've been able to learn how to embrace new technologies. WhatsApp, being able to explore Teams and Zoom, things that will help. Save how to save money, how to purchase properties without going out, how to use the available technologies to be able to sell my expertise, or to be able to acquire more knowledge, or to be able to share knowledge. You need to be a global player, and to be a global player, you've got to use global tools. You've got to embrace new technologies. You've got to be creative, not creative. Don't be a thief of people's ideas, but be creative. You've got to learn and then bring that learning into modify it, and it will help you to be able to generate or to be able to evolve and become the better you. Now, I want you to understand this. As much as there is the negativity online, you've got to look for the positivity of it, and you've got to embrace it. You've got to search for how do I do things better and be better at what I do. You've got to do that for yourself. But embracing new technologies, new ideas, not because we've been doing it old way. You've got to change your mindset. You've got to change your mindset. I'm not encouraging or pushing for a personality change. You will know what's not good for your personality. You drop that. Change your mindset so that you can be free. Now, the third step here, which I've done, for myself, which I would like to share with you, is you need to find yourself a mentor in the field or in the area you want to evolve in. For example, I'm learning from a mentor how to write a book. What do I need to do? What are the steps of successful, becoming a bestseller? These are the things I'm doing for myself. How do you find mentors that can help you evolve? Who can be your mentor that can help you evolve? You've got to find a mentor. Because mentors, for example, my mentor helps me in the area that when I visit him, I ask him questions. He helps me to think and see life differently. I see the higher level. And that's what I'm saying. For you to be a global player, you've got to think the next level. You've got to find people that have been there before and that can pull you up there. No one is an island. You have got, and you can find someone that's done what you're planning to do, how you want to evolve, and then you can watch them. You can follow in their footsteps. And you can even do it better. You see, when you join your minds with a mentor, it just gives you the ability, the opportunity to envision that you can achieve more. You see, it gives you guidance. That's what my mentor does. It's a process of guiding you. You see, anytime I visit them, as I've said, I just get lots of wisdom, and I always see myself different, and I can apply them to improve my life. So you need a mentor. You need a mentor, someone that's done it before, and that can help you that can help you, guide you to doing yours. Find yourself a mentor in the process of reinventing yourself. Now, the next key for me in this journey of reinventing yourself is be flexible in your thinking. Now, it's difficult to say be flexible in your thinking if you're mentally bound, but you need to free up yourself. You need to free yourself from the stronghold that's tied or that is blocking your mental picture. You need to free yourself from it. You've got to be flexible in your thinking. I did a video recently also that talked about stop being rigid in your thinking. There is this the former UN Secretary General, Mr. Boutros Ghali, said something. He said, only fools don't change their minds. When I get a better idea, when I go into meetings, for example, and someone says something that I know is much better than my idea, I appreciate it and I take that learning on board. And I'm so flexible that I can take the learning in my mind, I can take that learning and I can implement it. But you being rigid in your mind, it's mental imprisonment. Yes, it's okay to be so sure that your strategy works. But in the case you know that your strategy fails or falls, and you have a better strategy being taught to you or being said to you, take it. Stop being rigid. Stop being rigid in that mindset. Because for you to continue to study trends, you would see new things that you need to employ, and you need to engage in the process of reinventing yourself. So be flexible in your thinking. Because life changes so quickly. People change so quickly. How many of us will have been able to project that there will be a 60-day plus lockdown? You see, so things change, and we need to adapt quickly. Recently, I've been onto a project that I've just completed, and during the delivery of this project, things changed a lot. Right there and then, at times the plan can change. The principle behind the plan doesn't need to change, but if the plan changes, you need to be flexible, or else you won't deliver. So when the plan changes, you need to be adaptable. You need to come to a place where you can think on what's best to do so that you can implement it. So I want you to understand that being flexible in your mind to accept new strategies, to accept new teaching or study the trend is not being foolish. It's actually being wise. You need to test it, you need to make sure it's right, but it's actually being wise. So yes, be flexible in your thinking. Now, there's something I would like you to remember here, which is something that I also do for myself, which is the next point, is I learn to take a proper rest. Now, when I rest, I have the ability to think. You see, resting is not, most of us feel guilty of resting. You've got only 24 hours in a day, and you've got to be able to manage your strength. I believe that not all battles should be fought. I don't have to fight every battle. I don't have to make every decision. I just need to make the quality decisions. I just need to make maybe 2 or 3 quality decisions in a day, and every other thing falls in place. You don't have to fight all battles. You don't have to make all decisions. You have to make quality decisions that will affect. So for me to be able to make quality decisions, I need to rest properly. I need to spend time with my family. I need to take myself out of my day-to-day race and be able to come out of that and be able to think, take proper rest. It is very important to take proper rest in the process of reinventing yourself. You need to go on retreats. You need to go to places where you are alone and you can think for yourself. You see, just like in the last illustration that we used in the last video, which if you want to watch is in the description below, about the process of a caterpillar. When the caterpillar goes into the cocoon, we all think that it's just there doing nothing. No, it's actually where all the magic happens before it becomes an adult butterfly. Now, when you go into a place of rest, you're not wasting your time, but it's a time to learn. It's a time to make magic happen. It's a time to re-strategize. It's a time to make new moves. You see, during this whole lockdown, I've not only spent it walking, but I've also spent it, getting myself a domain name, getting myself, looking for how to bring all my thoughts into a book. I'm looking for how to trade better in the financial market. I'm looking for best stocks to buy. I'm looking for what to do with this situation in this environment. But for me to be able to be fit to do that, I've got to take time to rest. Now, if you find out, if you think back properly, we have 7 days in a week. 1 day of it is a day of rest. Why work 7 days? You need to take time away from your normal activity and dedicate at least a day to rest and rejuvenate your cells and be able to come to a place where you can think. You've got to do that. So just to let you understand, this time of rest is a time to feed your soul. It's a time to feed your spirit, and a time to rest your body for your spirit and soul to bring forth new ideas and new things. You've got to do this. It's very, very key in the process of reinventing yourself. So I would like to leave it here for today. Just thinking about it now, when you rest, it's like a time of being a chess player. You begin to think ahead, 2 steps ahead. Never just think about the where you are. Learn at the time of rest to be 3-4 steps ahead so that you can reinvent yourself. You are the future you think about. You are the future you think about. If you think 5 steps ahead, you are 5 steps the future you are. You need to make sure you take rest. It's very important in setting your goals, in your dream. You've got to rest to feed your spirit. You've got to rest to feed your soul. So just to do a quick recap there. So first point is you study the trend. The second point is embrace new technologies. The third step in reinventing yourself, or the key drivers here, is find yourself a mentor. Find yourself a mentor. Where there's a will, there's a way. You need a mentor, you'll find a mentor for what you see. In one of my videos, which I'll put in the description box below, about self-esteem, I said that whatever you want to buy, you will find someone that will sell it to you. Whatever you want to be, there's someone that can always guide you. Now, the next step, or the next key driver here, is be flexible in your thinking. Only fools don't change their mind. Only fools don't change their mind. Now, and the last thing here is the key driver that I've done and it's working for me, and I think will work for anybody because it's a general principle, is always find time to rest. Always find time to rest, and in that time of rest, make sure you are re-strategizing. You're 5 steps ahead of where you need to be now. And I am sure that as I'm seeing changes and evolution in my own life, I'm becoming new day by day. The same can happen and will happen to you on your way and journey to success. Thank you for watching this. If you really enjoy this, I will encourage you to give us a like button because it encourages me a lot. And do you know what? If you drop me a comment, I would definitely read it and I will reply. I would definitely read your comment and I'll reply. If it's constructive, if it's good, I will definitely reply. You drop me a comment on what you want to see us do differently, and I would definitely learn from it, and I'll take the learning on board. Also, join this community, subscribe, click the notification button, and we do videos twice a week, and we try to encourage ourselves to crack on, to push the bar, and to go on to succeed. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye for now.